Hello everybody and welcome to Car Confections. Now sitting behind me is the Rivian R1S, but this is not just any Rivian R1S, this is actually the second generation model, so the 2025, and there are pretty significant updates to this Rivian, and some of those have to do with lighting, which we can't wait to talk about in this video. This is a night review where we're going to be diving deep into all the lights that you can expect out of this $100,000+ Rivian R1S. Let's go ahead and dive in. So let's start out by talking about what happens as you approach the vehicle. Now, phone is your key, and as you can see, as we get close to the Rivian, it goes ahead and plays a cool animation on the headlight itself. As you can see, it turns on the daytime running light as well as all these lighting elements, and we even have a nice puddle lamp here on the side. Additionally, the rear is going to do a very similar thing as the vehicle unlocks. Now I can go ahead and lock it back so you can see what that will look like. It does also do a cool thing as you leave the vehicle. Even plays a really cool like owl noise because these of course are very off-road and adventure focused vehicles. But let me go ahead and get inside and we can get it fully started up. And then we can take a look at the exterior. As you can see, initially looking inside the cabin, we do have a really, really nice appointed one with a lot of lights, but let's go ahead and get it started up. All right, so let's start out, as always, by talking about what the lights look like at nighttime. Now, this Rivian is a very distinct vehicle, and I think it is perhaps even more distinct at nighttime because you have this gigantic full-length light bar across the front and these very unique circular daytime running lights and headlight unit itself. It's a very bold design. I think it looks fantastic here in person, and for the Gen 2 model, that doesn't really change much. Now, let's talk about these headlights, though, because that is an area of significant change for the Gen 2 model and something that is very pertinent in a night review. So, as you can see, we do have some really nice crystal projector beam LED low and high beams. And not only are these really good headlights, but they also are one of the most innovative headlights on the market. Rivian now has this really cool feature called adaptive drive beam. And what this will actually do is allow you to use the high beam as you're driving past a vehicle, but it's not going to blind them because it's actually going to turn off the specific lighting elements that that vehicle is in. So you can keep your full high beams on pretty much, besides for the parts where the car on the other side of the road is utilizing. So really cool stuff. We'll show you that in action a little bit later on. Now let's go ahead and head around to the side as well. One of the cool things about this is that it is available now in a tri-motor setup. That's actually what we have on this example today. And we also have the all-terrain package, so we're going to have all-terrain tires to make this a lot more off-road capable. As far as features on the mirror is concerned, we do have blind spot monitoring as well as a turn signal indicator. These mirrors are also going to be auto-dimming as well, so that's of course very pertinent here at nighttime. Now, as far as overall sizing, the Rivian R1S continues to be a very large SUV. We also do have the really cool two-tone roof option. And then as we head around to the rear design of the R1S, that signature boxy look with the big light bar that goes all the way across the back is going to take hold. As you can see, every bit of this is going to be LED as expected. That's even going to include things like your turn signal as well as your reverse light. They do also have the animations as you approach and leave the vehicle. You additionally are going to have LED license plate lighting. We are having trouble keeping the vehicle on because no one is actually actively sitting in the R1S. Now, as far as the cargo area, we'll go ahead and open that up. We do have a signature split tailgate for this model, so you kind of open that top part up and then press the button, and that's going to lower down this piece. So kind of like what you've seen on a BMW X5, BMW X7, those types of vehicles, Range Rovers. They have this split tailgate setup. That really allows for awesome tailgating, and I'm very happy. Look at the lighting here. We have 4 big LED lights that shine down so you can really see everything that's going on back here. Additionally, we're going to have 2 more LED lights here, so really phenomenal lighting here at nighttime when it comes to overall cargo capacity. Speaking of cargo capacity, if you want to know all those facts and figures, we do have that in our daytime review, so we'd encourage you, if you want to know all about that, go on over to our daytime review. But we have a lot to dive into when we hit on the inside, so let's go ahead and get into that. But first, if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from our long-term vehicle videos to our side-by-side comparisons, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, so let's see what the interior looks like at nighttime. Now, as I open up the door, as you can see, all of the screens will go ahead and power on. Of course, all of your interior lights will turn on as well. So really, it's just a super bright place to spend time. So that's definitely good getting in. You're not going to hit anything because you can see easily. Getting inside, there's a little bit of a step in height because there are not any running boards, but overall it's not bad whatsoever. Shut up the door and press the brake to go ahead and start it up. But now we've transitioned into a first-person perspective, and let's go ahead and talk about some individual details. We'll start first with these headlights. So as you can see, this is just the low beam right now. It's a really bright headlight. As expected for a vehicle that cost over $100,000, it has very bright headlights. This is just the low beam. Go ahead and flash. Those are your high beams. They gently fade in and out. These are really, really good high beams. But as you heard me talk about on the outside, one of the biggest updates is the fact that we have those new adaptive LED headlights that can actually turn off individual elements in the headlight unit itself, so you're not blinding other people, but you're still maximizing how much illumination you have. You can see that on the screen right now. We tried to capture the best we could on camera of this occurring. It really did work quite well this week, and certainly it's nice to see that feature, falling down to some vehicles in the U.S. Because really it's a quite cool technology. Now coming down from there, here's our gauge cluster. It's a nice, really vivid screen setup here. There's also some useful information there. On the side, you have a map built in. And pulling back to the steering wheel itself, it is going to be a nicely done one. Leatherette wrapped through here, leather wrapped steering wheel cover as well. And then just in general, I do want to point out that this is actually a leatherette interior. Of course, is a very environmentally friendly option in the segment. So even here on the R1S Tri, you are going to have a leatherette, although it feels really quite nice to the touch. Now, as far as some of the lighting is concerned, you'll notice that we have beautiful open pore wood going through here, and we also have some nice ambient lighting going through the vent details. We're also going to have that over here on the door trim. It looks really beautiful. So it's illuminating the wood. It's kind of hard to see here at nighttime, but this is a wood trim, and the ambient lighting is kind of recessed in there. We also have really cool footwell lighting, which illuminates these very neat looking floor mats that are unique to this model. And then you can see over there on the passenger side, there's some more ambient lighting there, as well as on the door trim. Now, let's talk about interior storage. If we open up the center console, you will notice that we have illumination inside of here. It's going to be nicely felt lined. It's kind of the dual part opening storage solution. We have more storage here for a phone specifically, and then of course you can pull out that speaker that's actually portable. That's in, of course, typical Rivian fashion, and then just a lot of storage area overall. Now let's take a look at this screen. This is another area, of course, that has been changed for this model. It's a gigantic over 15-inch display. There's a lot of information in here. Honestly, it's slightly overwhelming at first. However, we have found the software to work pretty well, and you get used to it reasonably quickly. The screen resolution is absolutely fantastic, so there's certainly nothing to complain about when it comes to the resolution at nighttime. Down at the bottom, you'll notice your climate controls, and we do also have our heated and ventilated seat controls right there. Additionally, you have this button, which launches the camera. As you can see, we have a front camera, which is what you're looking at right now, and boy, is the resolution on this absolutely fantastic. This is an amazing front camera, and it will even allow you to use this while you're going quite fast. I think I was going 50 miles an hour, and I had this front camera on. Now, if we want to shift into reverse, that's just going to be pushing up on the stock. This is an electronic style shifter. That's what your backup camera looks like. Once again, really nice, high resolution. You have your 360 view over here on the side. Certainly, it doesn't look washed out at all, even at nighttime. Let's press on the end of the stock for park. And then as far as other screen features, there's your navigation map. Really nice and big. It takes up the full screen. And then we do have a premium audio system on board. As you can see, when you put the vehicle into park, it does also turn on all of your interior lighting. So when all those interior lights come on, it certainly is very bright in here. Other materials, we have leatherette on the dashboard. Of course, we have an auto-dimming interior mirror. You'd expect that out of any expensive vehicle. If we fold down our sun visor, you do have LED illumination in here as well. And then we have a full panoramic glass roof. But let's go ahead and check out the rear seats as well. Also, we noticed that it has illumination on the exterior side mirrors as well. So if you're doing any type of camping or whatever, you can actually illuminate off of the mirrors, and you can see really nicely at night, which is really quite cool. And then let's go ahead and check out the rear seats. As you can see, there's also a lighting behind the door handle itself. And looking inside the rear, as you can see, really nicely illuminated as well. We have those LED lights up top. Cool floor mats. I'm a big fan of that. And then let's go ahead and hop back here. This is your full interior view at nighttime of the R1S. You also, as you can see, have a gigantic screen back here, so even the rear occupants have screens to keep them occupied. We have heated and ventilated second row seats. We can even do things like pause our music. Here are your USB ports. I'm going to go ahead and shut up the door. Now, it is worth noting that the USB ports do not look like they're illuminated. So, yeah, well, the car just turned off, but other than that, let me open up the door again, get it back on. As you can see, the USB ports were not illuminated. We do have some more USB ports, though, here in the back of the seat. And then, of course, we do have a fold-down armrest as well. And this R1S is, of course, a 3-row SUV. So in the third row, you are going to have a decent amount of space. You also have those lights right up there in the ceiling, as well as your own dedicated moonroof. So overall, it is a very nice place to spend time. As you can see, they still even have ambient lighting here in the second row. Although I will say, compared to other vehicles that you could be buying at the over $100,000 price tag, there's a little bit less illumination than you might expect. It's a good amount. It certainly is enough. But it's not like overwhelmingly cool or fancy stuff. It's just pretty good. So I would just give it kind of like a B rating. Definitely things like Genesis or a Cadillac or Mercedes-Benz would have some better illumination at nighttime, but this is a pretty good experience overall. And guys, that's going to be the end of our night review of this Rivian R1S. Of course, there's a lot of really cool lighting elements that you were able to see in this video, so hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to be a part of our Car Confections family, and we'd love to welcome you in. We'd also encourage you, if you're looking to buy a Rivian R1S or any new vehicle, to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. The reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. Well, guys, that's it for this night review. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course, be sure to go ahead and check out our daytime review as well. Good night.